Jasmine of Groundwork here today. Could you tell us a bit more about what you do, what you're doing?
So at the moment working on a campaign to encourage the people of Northumberland to recycle better. So basically just informing them what goes in what bin and what actually is recyclable at their curbside.
Sharon, tell us a bit about what's going on here today with this event.
Well, today it's Ashington's contribution to the national campaign, the Great Big Green Week. So following on from our very successful Eco Fair in April, this is another chance for residents to get some information on climate change.
I'm back in Ashington for another green event. This time around it is for the Great Big Green Week, run by Ashington Town Council. And there's lots happening today, up for grabs it says, or lots of things to win, air fryers, slow cookers, many things. At the moment everybody's just busy setting up, and I think it's all going to start in about half an hour, so let's find out a bit more. Tell us a little bit more about, because I know last time when I was talking to Dr. Wendy Phil, I got quite confused over this. She said no recycling of yoghurt pops or something just within Ashington at the moment.
So across Northumberland, the only type of plastic we actually recycle is plastic in the shape of a bottle. So it's only bottle-shaped plastic. Yeah.
So this sort of thing.
Yeah, and stuff like this, like milk bottles, and shampoo bottles. Anything in the shape of a bottle can be recycled in Northumberland. But other plastics like trays, pots and tubs, they can't be recycled at your curb. You have to put them in your general waste bin, and they end up going to the energy from waste plant down in Teesside.
So I've come across Gary of Ashington Town Council, who's looking very in character, I must say.
It's going with the allotments, with the energy saving environment. So
how do you think today's went?
It went very well. This is my third Great Big Green Week of doing this, and I think this one's actually the most popular. I think we were getting stuff on Facebook, and obviously with everyone involved and stuff, people are getting to know the events and stuff we're doing now, so it's very popular.
But the recyclable stuff is tins, plastic bottles, including milk bottles, paper and card, big glossy magazines. They can all be recycled in your recycling bin.
I always get a bit confused over things like aerosols and cans, but they are a yes.
They're recyclable. Yeah. They can really easily be taken apart in the processing.
Yes,
the recycling processing.
Yeah. So what can we win on this free raffle today? What have you got?
So you've got the lovely the fork and a spade set.
Oh, this is actually one of the prizes?
It is, yes.
There I was, just thinking it was something for you to just leave.
Well, I was going to use it as a walking stick, but no. We've got 3 slow cookers, 2 air fryers, 1 of a water butt, 1 of 2 bikes that was recycled from Cycling for Everyone, so they happily donated that, and a compost bin which hasn't been put up yet. So there's a lot of prizes that you can get, all absolutely free to enter and free to win as well. And also, we're giving away our Ashington Town Council bags.
Is this one of the prizes?
No, anyone can have one, just to give away.
Can I have one?
Of course you can.
Thank you very much. Handy for your shopping.
Exactly.
Yeah, and recyclables. You could put your recyclables in there to take them out to the bin and put them into the bin. So there you go. I'm being very green about it.
Exactly. Or you can use it on your allotments to put your tatties in if you're so inclined.
Well, you couldn't you?
Exactly.
Multi-purpose. Lots of uses for it.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people who were at the last Eco Fair are here again, or is there anybody new who didn't meet last time?
Everybody was here at the Eco Fair, so
should be good.
It should be good. Should be a
Let's
good day.
find out a bit more.
The weather is supposed to be good, so
fingers crossed. But we've got cover and we've got umbrellas, so it's all fine.
yeah.
So I'm just looking at this here. Talks, field trips, a reading group, a regular get-together. Sounds good. It's all ran by Climate Action Wansbeck. Here's the ladies over here. We'll find out a bit more.
We're a small local group. We're supported by Friends of the Earth, so we're a Friends of the Earth linked group. We've been running in Morpeth and Ashington for about 5 years? 4 years. Yeah. And we have a new branch in Newbiggin as well, so we've got people across this area. We know from big studies that most people are worried about it. Most people are worried about what's happening with the climate. Most people can see the changes that are happening in the biodiversity around them, but they think maybe nobody else is bothered, or they think it's so big there's nothing they can do about it. So at the moment, what we're doing with these stalls is really encouraging people to come, talk to us about what bothers them,
Yes.
We're really keen not to preach at people about what they should do, because that feels like the wrong approach.
Yes.
It's much more about hearing what troubles people and seeing what we can do together to change it, and also helping people think about how if a lot of people make a very small change, that can make a very big difference.
It can indeed. What happens on your field trips and get-togethers, and is it talks or is it more hands-on? Are you planting
It's
things?
a lot of
or-
different things. So we haven't done any hands-on stuff yet. We would like to. We've been to 3 or 4 local nature reserves where people are really pushing the boat out to do something good for nature, some of which are very close to here. There's one on the very edge of Morpeth. There's one just outside Widdrington, where people are really doing their bit. So we take groups of people to have a look around.
So I've stopped by Warmer Homes where I've come across Peter. Peter, would you like to tell everybody what you're all about, what your incentive is, what goes on?
And we offer a range of support to householders across the county. So it can range from grant-funded schemes for energy efficiency improvements to general advice, possibly home visits. So we'll deal with a range of householders, vulnerable, not vulnerable, offering a range of support.
What would you advise people of Ashington to do if they wanted to keep their homes warmer? Do they come in contact you?
Come in contact with us, make contact with us, and we'll sort of look at what they may be eligible for. So there are schemes that we deliver, there are schemes that we don't deliver but can refer to. So there's a scheme called Eco4, which is energy company obligation, that's the eco part, and it's funded by the energy companies, their obligation, and they can offer, subject to eligibility, they can offer things like solar panels, insulation, possibly an air source heat pump.
So thanks to Warmer Homes there, that was really, really good advice there about how to get your house more energy efficient and keep it warmer. Let's have a word now with citizens' advice for more ways to be energy efficient.
We're all about trying to save people money. So through the energy bills is our main focus. It's also really important because then you can actually save yourself, you can help save the environment as well. You know, these things come hand in hand. It's really important to save a bit of money for yourself, but also, you know, it's good to sort of protect the environment, you know, for the next generations and that sort of thing. Like filling up just how much you need in the kettle, that sort of thing, not, you know, filling the kettle all the way up every single time. And then as the energy team we can do other stuff, so we can look at any issues with smart meters. There's the RTS switch off that's happening at the end of this month, and basically they're due to be switched off at the end of this month. So if people who are on economy 7, anything like that, so if you're on economy 10, any of those types of tariffs, they're all about to be switched off, and some people might be left with faulty meters. So we're doing lots of push about that at the moment as well. Any problems at energy companies, you know, any unexpected bills, that sort of stuff, anything like that, we can sort of help out where we can.
And then things like Tetra Pak and little glass jars and stuff, these can be recycled, but they can't be recycled at curbside. You have to take them to a local household waste recycling centre. And these are all across Northumberland.
Yeah. Sorry, this has caught my eye. What is this wheel thing?
So this is a super handy way of seeing what goes in what bin.
Oh.
So this tells you what it is, and then it shows you the colour which associates with a particular bin. It's great.
And do these get put through people's doors, or can
Yep.
you pick them up from the council?
They can pick them up from the store. We do put them through people's doors as well, and I think you can get them from County Hall if you need extra.
That's handy to have, then, isn't it?
Super great.
So look who I've come across once again, the lovely Sarah from Full Circle Food Project that I met you last time at the Eco Fair,
Yes,
and she's still holding this wheel from last time.
Always.
So let's have a look. What's been going on this time with Full Circle? Anything new?
So Big Green Week is always a big thing for us because a lot of our projects are ecologically based. We really believe in keeping the environment protected for future generations, and it just fits hand in hand with what we do anyway, because we know a lot of our clientele are looking to save a bit of energy, save a little bit of money, and just make your life a little bit easier in the meantime. So what we've got on today, we've got
let's take a look.
3 different kinds of tomatoes, and down our allotment it's the tomatoes are a bit famous. We end up with a forest of different tomatoes every single summer.
Yes.
All different varieties. Some are heritage varieties. Have you ever seen a green tomato?
Well, I always think, are they unripe when they're green? I've always thought they kind of need to ripen, or do they stay green?
Some of them stay green, some of them go black, some of them go purple. All kinds. Got all kinds of
Have
tomatoes.
you got any of them here today?
We do here, but they'll not have any tomatoes on. There's still just little flowers on at the minute. But they will do.
And did you plant some of these yourself, or
I
is
didn't,
it?
but volunteers in our allotment have done. Everything's grown from seed. We also harvest back the seeds every year, so there's a kind of a cycle. In the autumn time, we spend a long time separating the seeds out from some of the tomatoes that are left behind, so we can dry them, save them, use them again, and hand them out if you want to win some on the wheel. So we're saving ourselves money, saving ourselves all kinds of things. It's great.
We've had talks about everything from plastic pollution to buying a second-hand electric vehicle, climate change, so more about carbon.
Does this happen throughout the year? Is it?
Yes,
or is it
we do things all year. We have a reading group once a month in Morpeth Library, where we either read something about climate change, or we watch a film or a video or a YouTube thing, and we get together just to talk as a group about what our business is. We've got a Facebook page. We've got 200 plus people follow our Facebook page. We've got a mailing list. About 150 people are on our mailing list.
How can people find out about you more? Have you got?
So we've got a website, which is www.climateactionwansbeck.org. We've got an email address, which is climateactionwansbeck@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook as Climate Action Wansbeck.
But we've had some really interesting conversations this morning, and sometimes we can come across as middle class, and yet it's ordinary folks perhaps who don't think of themselves as middle class, who are fed up of being told what to do, by powers that be, and they want. One particular lady said that she thinks that the international companies who produce all this rubbish or plastic waste should be taxed or should be made accountable for what they produce.
And then there's another scheme called GBIS, which is the Great British Insulation Scheme for loft wall insulation, floor insulation. Most of these schemes, the eligibility criteria includes a household income threshold of up to £31,000 a year gross income. With the other schemes, there is other parts of the criteria, so that's why we'd need to deal with each one on an individual basis.
So I'm taking if somebody needed advice on this, do they just contact yourselves and you set up a session, or can you do it via phone?
Yeah, so you can find us online, just Google Citizens Advice Northumberland. We have contact details all out there online, just Google out us. You can then just get in touch. We've got web chats and stuff like that these days. We've got email addresses. We've got telephone numbers. There's plenty of different ways. You can meet us at one of these events. We do them all around Northumberland. We're always at these events. We love these little things. So we've got a heated throw here. They take about 5 pence an hour to run. So it's a lot. Even in one day, it's maximum of about sort of £1. We've also got some electric hot water bottles as well.
Oh, how do they work?
They charge up. You get a little charging thing here. You plug it in, and then it's rechargeable, and in theory they are meant to be more energy efficient than boiling the kettle every time. Those who have the money to, we can start looking at stuff like solar panels and other retrofit options. I appreciate, it's not always the cheapest, these things, like new windows and that sort of thing, but we're doing a big push at the moment about retrofit options. And then, people that can save you money in the long term. If you've got them solar panels in, your energy is going to be a lot less. Windows, roofs, doors, stuff like that. Get little strips, or like you can get the little felt sort of things that go at the bottom of your doors, the draft excluders.
It's like being on a game show here today, isn't it? Once again, the wheels come on, let's spin this. Kind of. That was so ferocious, the little finger, wasn't it? What have we got? You got a free plant!
Would you like to try an nasturtium?
Yeah, go on, I'll try that.
Keep dead head in it, so when the flowers die, just snap them off. You'll get more and more flowers.
So you're going to get your flowers keep flowering. That sounds nice to have some flowers. Yeah. Although, you see, there's a part of me that wants a bit of a challenge and thinks, can I actually grow some tomatoes?
Would you like to try?
Are they hard to look after?
Have you got a nice sunny spot in your garden?
Yes, yeah, I do.
No, you'll be fine.
Will they have tomatoes in time for Halloween with it being called Evil Olive? That
Yeah.
would be fantastic. Ooh.
Let's hope so. If we have a nice summer, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll
Thank
give you a
you. Lovely. There we go. I've just made sure with it being called Evil Olive, they're not poisonous tomatoes or anything. We don't want to, I do want to be here for the next eco fair. So this is a growing guide for the tomatoes that I can just gets better.
So these are produced by our expert Angela, who knows what she's talking about. Nobody is born knowing how to garden.
No.
Lots of people think they can't do it. I promise you, it's easier than you think. You can't mess it up. You've got a little guide here. Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
We've got to make sure that we never put our vapes and batteries into our recycling bins or our general waste bins, because they can, when they're crushed, they can spark and cause a fire and an explosion. So that either that happens in the actual collection truck itself or it happens in the processing plant. So it's really dangerous.
It's a big no.
Big no. But you can take them to your local household waste recycling centre, or some schools have recycling banks too, as well as supermarkets. So if you keep your eye out for anything where you can recycle batteries, that's where you put your vapes to.
So instead of buying your compost, how about making your own compost? Sarah, can you give us some advice on that?
I'd love to. So as a charity, one of our missions is to reduce food waste. Now I know sometimes food it's just out of date. You can't use it. If you can't eat it, that's fine. So we compost it.
Okay.
So you can put your food scraps into compost, which just means you can put it in a pile, sometimes in a box or a bag, and it'll make itself into compost over time by decomposing. So we've made a little handy guide on how you can do that yourself. Now we're very lucky at Full Circle Food Project. We also have a wormery. So we've got earthworms that help us to digest all of that interesting food. As you can imagine, with a teaching kitchen, we've got a lot of food scraps.
But one lady's told us about how she doesn't waste any food at all. She uses her vegetable scraps to make stock. She puts fruit scraps in bird feeders to attract
compost.
birds, and compost.
We've just been talking about that, scraps for compost, yeah.
And we've met other people saying, really, we need to get people out of their gas-guzzling cars.
Yes.
Taking public transport, and we need the powers that be to make it more expensive to have a gas guzzler and cheaper to have an efficient car.
We're going to think now, who should we be writing to? Perhaps we can invite our MP to come and talk to us and see and then tell him about all of this, share all this. These are the concerns that people have, and the idea was to listen.
Yes.
We have ideas and things that we do personally, but it's what other people want. The Save the Bees, yes.
Go on then. We'll have it on there.
Have it on there, right?
Yes. I've just actually planted some wildflower seeds over the last sort of 2 weeks in a trough in the garden, because I like to see them visit the garden, the butterflies and things like that.
So it means that we've got a lovely system where we're growing food, and then the food gets harvested, and then the scraps go back into making more food.
Have you done anything in your life at the moment to make your life more green?
Yes, actually, the slow cooker and the air fryer. We got one of those 5 years ago. Barely even use the oven now. They're very, very good inventions. I'd invest in them, is what I'd say.
There I was thinking slow cookers take up loads of energy, but they're actually more.
They're more energy.
Energy efficient.
Yeah, because they cook slowly, it uses less power over time. So, I will say, if you're working from home, it's torturous when you can smell your food cooking all day. But when you get in, if you put it on in the morning and you go to work and you come home, it's there ready for you. But it's the same with the air fryer, because it actually does it via air instead of halogen or anything like that. Much more energy efficient. It's quicker to cook as well, and they're fantastic.
So what's next in your diary?
So it'll be our community fun day fair. So it's Sunday the 6th of July. People around Ashington will probably know it because we have had it every year. So it's down at People's Park. There's going to be live music. There's going to be a parade. Anyone that has seen Walk the Plank do their parades, they did it for the Christmas light switch on. They had one not a couple of weeks ago, and obviously the firework one that they did at Hurst Park. They're going to be there. They're going to have a life-size whale, inflatable whale. The people who came to the one the other week, there was a wrestling. There's going to be wrestling there. Obviously, you've got to be your live music, your stalls. People like Global Action and False Open Food are going to be there. Lots of different stuff for climate and stuff. So that's our next one. It's going to be bigger than last year. It's going to be better.